Well, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to the Spotless Stadium tonight. And I just want to ask you a question. Are you interested in radio tonight? All right. Well, I'd like to introduce you now to the voice of radio in Australia. Would you please put your hands together and give a big warm welcome to Mr. Glenn Morgan.
Well, good evening, Sydney, and welcome to the Spotless Arena for the fourth round of our 2016 Interstate Teams Rodeo Series between the arch rivals New South Wales and Queensland. Well, over the first three rounds of the competition, New South Wales have been dominant. Their big men in steer wrestling have proved beyond any doubt. They forged ahead in those rounds of the series and made it extremely tough for Queensland to fight back. In the bull riding competition, it has been Queensland that have been dominant. They lead the bull riding series individual part of our competition, and that, no doubt, tonight will be the highlight of the competition. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome into the arena here tonight, leading the boys from north of the border, from the Sunshine State of Queensland. Let's have it for Chris Williams and the Queensland Cowboys. Well, they come from all over the state of Queensland, from the little tiny town of Texas, from Dimbula right up north of Mareeba and out as far as Mount Isa. But the state of New South Wales is well supported by the boys from regional areas of New South Wales, led in tonight by their New South Wales team captain, Robert Bandy. Come on, Sydney, let's make them feel welcome. Well, tonight's series, it'll be action-packed. It'll be full of spills and thrills in steer wrestling, bareback bronc riding, saddle bronc riding, and the most dangerous sport in the world, the sport of bull riding competition. Well, just prior to the commencement of each one of our major sporting events in this great nation, we take the time and the opportunity to recognise a song that makes each and every one of us here tonight feel very, very proud that we live in our lucky country. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you please all be upstanding for a few short moments? And gentlemen, to remove your hats. And I'd like to call on Manon Gunderson Briggs from the Australian Institute of Music to sing our very own Australian National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Hey, yeah, let's hear it from Sydney. It's showtime in Sydney, Royal Easter Show. And what an event to get us started on here tonight. Now, with our international and interstate teams rodeo series, there are two men that are prominent in the saddle bronc and bareback riding. They're called the Pickup Riders, the horsemen of the Australian outback. And tonight, we welcome once again the Kelly boys from the Horton Valley of New South Wales. Now, for the people that may not be familiar with the riders in bareback bronc riding competition, competitors hang on to a suitcase-type handle. They ride for a period of 8 seconds, and our two judges score each rider independently. Mark Palmer and David Hallam are the officials on duty here tonight. 1 to 25 points allocated for the rider, a further 1 to 25 points for the horse's performance. Now in the bareback bronc riding competition, Queensland versus New South Wales. Now the first of our New South Wales riders is from Emerald Hill, just on the outskirts of Gunnedah. This is Ben Lees. Now Ben won the opening round of the bareback riding here with a score of 72 points. Young family man moved up from Raymond Terrace less than 12 months ago. The 8-second ride starts from that gate, flies open. New South Wales set the marks alight here tonight. Come on, Sydney, let's cheer them on, the boys from the bush. Well, as the pickup riders move forth here now, the job is to get his hand out of that suitcase-type handle. Ben Lees competes in saddle bronc and bareback riding. Hey, Sydney, your chance to express your gratitude and efforts here tonight. Ben Lees. Well, the scores for New South Wales, high scoring is the order of the evening. And we start the New South Wales team with 75 points, 7-5. Okay, we're going to go with our next contestant this time, representing Queensland. 22 years of age, this is Travis Heeb from Bowen in Queensland. Now, this young man lives and works on the Exmoor station. He was 73 points in the round earlier this week. Hey, Queensland come back with another polished, strong performance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, these boys are a long, long way from home, from Bowen in far north Queensland. As our pickup riders will move forward. Once again, this event takes its grueling task on a rider's body. Hey folks, great work from our pickup riders here tonight. For the boy from Bowen in Queensland, Travis Heeb, and a score over 69 points. Travis has been the biggest winner in the Queensland bareback riding team. In round number 2, he was first with 73 points. In round number 3, he was first with 77. And he stays Mr. Consistent with a 69-point effort in this round, a 69-point score. So as our scoring system is, it's 2 points to New South Wales, Ben Lees, for his 75-point score. And a 1-point team to Travis for Queensland. Well, let's go to Cobar in Western New South Wales for Mitch Tidyman. Well, this young man was a 2015 Southern New South Wales bareback riding champion. Second year at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, and he will endeavour to ride Dark Shadows for the New South Wales Blues. Well, it's high, it's elevated, the spurring action looks good. The boy from Cobar. Well, he steps left, he steps right. One of the youngest in our competition here this year, only 20 years of age. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's from Cobar in the far western reaches of New South Wales. Well, as a young man with a big future in our sport of rodeo competition, the upper body heavily strapped and taped, looking to proceed through that ride and effort. And the numbers come through officially for Mitch Tidyman, New South Wales, 73 points, 73. The competitors in this event, it really has been a long week. The Sydney Royal Easter Show, this is the 4th night of our State of Origin Rodeo Series between New South Wales and Queensland. Following this section of the bareback riding, we go steer wrestling, we've got saddle bronc riding, and of course a big round of that bull riding competition. Well, the pickup boys, Peter and David Kelly, a little story and a little history with their operations. Their dad, Bill Kelly, right back in the 70s and 80s, worked at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, was a rodeo pickup rider. He worked in the old showground in Paddington. And, of course, his sons, both the boys, Peter and David Kelly, now form Australia's #1 team when it comes to the sport of rodeo competition. But tonight, this little horse called Dark Shadow, proven to be a real character. It is all about securing that little horse, getting him familiar with the exit gates. Once we do so, we'll bring him back, and of course he'll go back with his mates and his friends and travelling partners from down in the big hay barn at the back of our rodeo shoots here this weekend. Well, folks, don't they do a great job? How about a big round of applause from our pickup riders, the Kelly boys from the Horton Valley of New South Wales. Well, let's go back to Queensland. They need more than 73 points, and it's Jake Andrews from Warwick this time. And the horse that he's drawn it's each time. Oh, yeah, this kid can ride, the Queensland Circuit champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about a horse that bucked, twisted, turned, body rolled, did it all here tonight. And this young man from Warwick in Queensland's happy to be back on safe soil. Well, Jake Andrews, man, you can see his upper body literally bent in half like a banana. Really set a tough task for the Queensland Circuit champion from Warwick. And tonight, the judges have marked him with a score of 68 points. 68 points for the Queensland contestant, Jake Andrews. What that does is, once again, New South Wales dominant in our bareback riding. They've won the first two matchups. Is it possible to go 3 for 3? And our next New South Wales rider is Andrew Clifford. He was second in round 3 with a 72-point score. He's a mechanical engineer from the Bengala mine. Oh, no! Well, he's made a welcome return. Well, the cowboy in a little bothered truck. Pickup riders have got to move forward, try and get him back up on top. Well, a contestant a little out of shape. The New South Wales team pull in there. Got to try and get this little horse stood up now. His hand's still wedged in that bareback riding rigging. And, of course, what's happened? He's fallen over the wrong side. Now he'll probably get some of those team members to try and lift him back over the top if he can break that bind. This is what happens. He's hung up there, folks, and the pickup riders are going to try and secure it. Hey, they've done a great job. What about it, ladies and gentlemen? The Kelly boys, we can't give them enough. Here this afternoon, the scores will be... Well, it's a 62-point score, 62 points for Andrew. Well, he was a little out of shape, as you saw throughout the duration of that ride. Judges have scored it accordingly. The situation is that he was a little out of luck, a little out of shape and body position. They've deducted points off his riding style, and of course, it now opens up a door of opportunity from our Queensland 2015 state champion, Owen Lee from Proserpine. Hey, this guy was the Australian Professional Rookie of the Year in 2015. 24 years young, and this is a nice little horse called Scotty K. Hey, look at the way the cowboy jerks the knees for the full 8 seconds. It's bareback riding at its fullest at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the boy from Proserpine. Owen. Oh, Owen, just hang on in. I'll just get the numbers. Well, we'll get the scores through very, very shortly as our first of the Queensland contestants come up with a good score in the bareback bronc riding competition here tonight. Well, folks, just before we go to our next event, I've got our contestant, the 24-year-old champion from Queensland. Owen, it's been a tough week here in Sydney, and of course you're down from Proserpine this week.
Yeah, mate, yeah. I was really excited when I saw I had Scotty K tonight. He's always a nice horse to get on. And, yeah, it really made me feel good.
And you had your biggest year and most successful year last year, the 2015 Rookie of Australian Professional Rodeo. You won the states title in the CRCA and the ABC. Must have been quite an achievement.
Yeah, it was amazing. Saw myself placing up with a lot of my idols, and yeah, it was just an incredible year, and I'm hoping to make this year the same.
Well, I tell you what, you've certainly put Queensland right back in this competition. There's our winner of the round from Queensland. He's right up there in the matchup. Owen Lee, ladies and gentlemen, from North Queensland. 74 points in that match, 2 points for their state team. Now, this is where the business gets serious because the bareback riding's concluded. We got Queensland 4, New South Wales 5. As we go to the big men of New South Wales that have been dominant. First match up tonight from Walgett in the far west of this state is Glen Chafe. Turned 29 here on Sunday, yesterday here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Takes on the boy from Jimbula, Queensland, Joel Hilditch. Gets in, they've got to shape up. It is a tough wrestle. They're going to roll him out, and it's New South Wales, 2 points. And the Queenslander from Jimbula, 1 point on that occasion for Joel Hilditch. Well, it looked like the New South Wales boys would not win that matchup because Joel Hilditch got down first. Well, that's 2 points to Glen Chafe, and these are the guys that really put a gap in the team competition the last 2 nights in the steer wrestling competition. Well, as they come back, they'll swap horses and get set to go for the next matchup in our competition. Representing Queensland is a 26-year-old second-generation steer wrestling champion from Caboolture, Lockie O'Neill. Now, Lockie was the 2012-2013 steer wrestling champion of Queensland. He now works as a fencing contractor. He will be matched against the Australian champion of 2015, Heath Nichols. Well, Heath has been the leader of this pack. He's won 3 rounds so far at this year's show. Heath is a livestock agent with McCallum Inglis & Co. in the Hunter Valley. He was 4.6 in the first round, 5.6 in the second, and he was a 6.03 in round number 3 of our series. New South Wales versus Queensland. They get down into the pocket, the New South Wales. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for New South Wales, Heath Nichols. Well, he's matched up Lockie O'Neill. Time ticks by. He's got to wrestle, and eventually gets it down for the state team. Men, the big men of New South Wales, they've got to be versatile, they've got to be athletic. More importantly, they've got to be able to ride in that saddle, the steer wrestling competition. There's quite a bit of technique in this sport, and for the people that may never have seen it before, the first part of the competition is to ride a horse that's extremely fast. The Australian quarter horses, as their name applies, are the fastest horse on earth, over 250 metres, or in the old measurements, a quarter of a mile. Now, our next match up here tonight, we watched the 3rd and final chapter of steer wrestling. From the country music capital of Tamworth, 23-year-old Blake Hallam, 2014 National Steer Wrestling Champion, takes on the youngest of the Queensland team, Riley Gibb. Riley's barely 20 years of age. He was 3rd in the first round with a 6-1, 2nd in the second with a 5-6, and it is... Well, I'm going to look to the head judge and official. There is milliseconds between it, but it's 2 points to New South Wales, 1 to Queensland. Man, what a matchup, and full credit to Riley Gibb here tonight. Hey, Riley, I got him just for a minute here, Riley. That was a great team effort in the steer wrestling tonight. Good run on that last steer.
Yeah, it's a little bit tougher, but we try, and boys keep trying, we'll keep going.
You will indeed. Good work, young man. It was right on it. They tell me 0.2 of a second separating the two competitors, New South Wales and Queensland. Well, hey, let's look at the big spotless scoreboard. New South Wales versus Queensland. Queensland have accrued 7 points. The boys from the blue team, New South Wales on 11, are our leaders. Well, as we come back to the rodeo shoots, we get ready for an event that is probably the more traditional rodeo event that you'll ever see. It's called saddle bronc riding. Now, this is where our sport started here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show back in around about 1942. Saddleback jump riding has been conducted at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, where competitors ride for a period of 8 seconds. Technique has changed a little over that period of time, where competitors ride in an international saddle. They can be disqualified here for touching down with their free hand, losing either of their stirrups, or of course the obvious, being bucked off before the siren sounds. Now, the first rider out tonight is Robert Bandy. He's the captain of New South Wales. He won the first round here with a 75-point score. He backed it up as team captain to win the highest individual score in round number 2 of 74 points. Robert and his lovely wife Susie live on the Warra Creek Station. He's a property manager just south of Corindi in the heart of New South Wales. And he'll be looking to start the boys off with a high score. Kid Ridiculous, New South Wales team captain. Well, as that siren sounds in the background, ladies and gentlemen, he only knows to lead by example, and he's done it once again here tonight. Robert Bandy gets to that 8-second siren. Hey, safety on the ground, the man that captains your team, the Blues of New South Wales. $72 points, Robert, 72 in that position, 72 points. Well, that'll leave an opportunity up to our next contestant from state Queensland to come back. We've got another big section to steer wrestling. And of course, we wrap it up here tonight with the most dangerous sport in the world, the sport of bull riding competition. And over the last couple of nights, we've seen some of the finest and toughest bull riding we've seen in history at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. And we've got no reason to believe it any different here tonight. Well, keep your eyes glued to chute number 6 this time for our Queensland contestant, Sam Knight. Miss Kingsway. Sam spent 2 years in the United States of America on the professional rodeo tour, and he's quietly capable of being more than 72 points in this round of the saddle bronc riding competition. Sam Knight. Well, once again, they get to that siren sound. He's one of 2 brothers that compete on the international rodeo circuit. His younger brother, Tom, is over in the United States as we speak. Queensland Circuit Champion Cowboys, Sam Knight, just back from the USA. And a score here tonight of 68 points for Sam, 68 points from the officials. Well, that is once again in that particular matchup. It's going to pick up 2 points for the New South Wales team captain. Well, there'll be no time waste as we get set to go with our next New South Wales rider. From a little town called Currabubula, south of Tamworth in the northwest, this is Danny Swadling. Danny placed 3rd in the second round of this competition. He was also 3rd last night. Hey, and boy, he starts off with a high, wild start in the competition. Works as a saddler by trade and saddle bronc riding extraordinaire. Well, as he makes that siren sound, hey, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Consistent on their rodeo team, the boy from Currabubula, Danny Swadling. Well, you can see that timing of the ride, that synchronized spurring action. Well, the scores come through. It is a 72-point score for Danny, 72 points. Well, the New South Wales boys are back-to-back in this series so far. 72 points to Danny Swadling. Well, as our next competitor gets ready to move down into that saddle here tonight, he has been the Queensland team captain the last couple of seasons. This is Chris Williams. Now, Chris is a livestock agent. Lives in a little town called Texas on the New South Wales-Queensland border. He spent last year living in the United States of America. Many of our top Australian athletes certainly gain a lot of valued experience on the USA American Tour. And this is one guy that arrived back into Australia back in December of last year. Tells me in 10 days he flies out once again for the 2016 American Circuit. Chris Williams chasing 72 points or better. Keep Queensland right in this match at this point of time. Well, it's time to ride Chrissy Williams. Let's show the people of Sydney, the Queensland boys, cutting loose, give it all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he led by example as a team captain, as we expected. Hasn't been the brightest of shows, but boy, he will be delighted with his efforts here tonight, Sydney, from Texas on the New South Wales-Queensland border. Chris Williams. $74 points, 74, and it's 2 points to Queensland. 74 points, Chris Williams. Take me easy. 74 points, 74. Well, we come down to the third matchup in the saddle bronc riding competition. And we've got our next contestant, the contract musterer. Hey, this guy's our senior rider in the saddle bronc riding, 33 years young. I guess you would say he's in the twilight years as a rodeo cowboy. This is Brock Harris. Former circuit champion. He went to Western Australia for a season. He won the Western Australian Circuit saddle bronc riding title. He was first in the round of saddle bronc riding here last night with a score of 72 points. Horse that he's drawn to take the challenge here tonight is a horse affectionately known as the Pretty Woman. His highest score this far at the show, 72 points for New South Wales. New South Wales at this stage hanging on to a tender lead. It is New South Wales 14, Queensland 10. Hey, let's go saddle bronc riding. New South Wales Circuit champion cowboy. Oh no! Well, ladies and gentlemen. Well, he's from Wilcannia in the western part of this state, folks. He was nearly thrown back there. Put your hands together for him. He nearly caught a plane ride all the way to Wilcannia. Man, did he get launched? Watch this on the big screen. I want to watch the dismount. He gets a little forward, reach down with two hands. That wasn't good enough. Man, his body slam dunked here tonight. And that's a no score in the round of competition for Brock Harris, New South Wales. We've got to give Gary McPhee the credit for the livestock and horses that we see here tonight. Gary and his lovely wife, Anna, join us all the way from Benalla in Victoria. Well, I'll tell you a little secret, ladies and gentlemen. It's quite simple to follow. Queensland only needs to ride the 8-second siren, and they'll pick up a very valuable 2 points. This contestant is Wade Seeds from Barcaldine, 2012 Queensland State Champion. Horse that he's drawn is the Little Warrior. Can be a good horse to get by on. He's got a hang. Whoa. Well, you're not going to believe it, ladies and gentlemen. Unofficially, or it's become official, no score. He's been bucked off in the process here tonight. A 7.5 second effort. You see that second hand, it reached down, double grab, touchdown. We just saw 2 valuable points for Queensland State slip through his fingers. Well, as we put the horses away, we get ready to play. Let's check the scoreboard. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, in front of your hometown crowd, Queensland 10, the Mighty Blues from New South Wales 14 at this stage. Well, we get back to the next heat of our big men event of competition. This is section number 2 before we go to the bull riding competition. As this is the rough and tumble round, we match the boys up a little different. We're going to start with New South Wales this time. The contestant will be Glenn Che from the Fairfield Station, Walgett, taking on the youngest of the steer wrestlers, Riley Gibb. Now, Riley's Gibb's dad, Mark, was the Queensland team captain for around about 10 consecutive years. Riley is certainly not riding in his shadows because he's already made his name for himself as a state champion of steer wrestling. He works as a fencing contractor out of Charters Towers. Let's see what they do tonight. Riley Gibbs down quick and bright, but the boy from Walgett. Ladies and gentlemen, the New South Wales boys, they're too good, they're too slick, and they're too tough so far. Man, the technique he produced there tonight was down a little longer, but man, pushed down with the inside horn, got the leverage over his hips, and it's all about the aeroplane motion. Roll him onto his side as you reach forward for the nose, and he did so. Of course, picking up a very valuable 2 points in steer wrestling for New South Wales. Well, let's come down to the next matchup of steer wrestling. We're going to go with the New South Wales Tamworth contestant, Blake Hallam, 2015 national champion. 2014, he was the Australian all-round champion. He was a master farrier by trade and profession. And he will be matched up tonight against a guy from Dimbula. Contestant will be Joel Hilditch. Okay, we look down. The chutes are loaded. They're clean. We're set to go with the steer wrestling matchup. Joel Hilditch, Blake Hallam. Joel's best run was a 5.4 seconds in the second round of our competition. He was second with a 6.6. Blake Hallam's performances so far here, leading by example. He was a 5.6, he was a 6 seconds flat, he won a round, and a 6.9. So you can see they've all got high accolades in steer wrestling competitions. Wait for the lights. You'll see the red, amber, and green. And once that green light flashes, it's time to move in, take up the challenge. They get down. Queensland, New South Wales, Dimbula Cowboys shapes up. But it's 2 points to Queensland, 1 to New South Wales on that occasion. The big boy from Dimbula, north of Mareeba, up in the beautiful Atherton Tablelands, makes the journey south for this round of our Sydney Royal Easter Show competition. Well, just remember, following this event will be the bull riding competition. So, folks, don't leave your vantage point. If you've got a good seat here tonight, do not for one moment get up, because it is the best place in the house to be to watch the bull riding competition. We look down to the third and final matchup of the steer wrestling competition, and New South Wales is well represented. Heath Nichols from the Hunter Valley, a little town called Scone, the horse capital of our state. Heath is 24 years of age. His best time at the show so far is 4.6 in round number 1. He takes on Lockie O'Neill from Caboolture. Lockie was a 2012-2013 NRA steer wrestling champion. Queensland get down. Lockie's got to stay up, and it is 2 points. 2 points on that occasion to the Queensland boys. Now, there is a time limit of 30 seconds. I'm not sure if we're going to see that met here tonight. He's got only... Oh, man! Well, it's not going to be for the New South Wales boys, but the effort was there, the commitment was there. And a no time for the New South Wales Blues competitors. As we get set to go with that next event here tonight, it's going to be the bull riding competition. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we come down to the final event on our program tonight, We're at the serious end, and we look to the scoreboards in the home state of New South Wales. Queensland, they're coming back. It's 15. New South Wales 17. Well, let's welcome into the arena our protection clowns here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, a big warm welcome for the bullfighting protection men of Australian Rodeo, Mr. Warren Norton and Brodie Moss. Here they come. Well, hey, Warren, we're down to round number 4. Look at the scoreboard. Queenslanders have really come back in tonight's bull riding.
Oh, that's right, Glenn. New South Wales have got a great team. Queensland is certainly the underdogs here. They're going to try and fight back, but it's always a good competition.
Well, it's going to be fierce. You guys holding up okay? We're into around about, 10 nights of rodeo here so far, 11 nights. Still all good?
Yeah, no, all good, Glenn. You know, we love this sport, and, that's why we try and stay as fit as we can and look after each other.
Well, the best of luck tonight, folks. Keep your eyes on those guys. They will fly their bodies through the air. Hey, folks, are you ready for bull riding? Now listen, honestly, it's Easter Monday at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Nobody worked today. Are you ready for bull riding? Well, we're going to get set to go with the first of the New South Wales riders in our competition. The 8-second Toro twisting, Tim Amy from Braidwood, Southern State Bull Riding Champion of 2015. He was second in the bull riding here on the second round of 77-point score. Now, it's quite simple. 2 points, you've got to ride and outpoint the opposing team member. New South Wales lead this competition barely by 2 points, and it's Timmy Amy time. Well, the protection men move in. Warren Norton, the man in the middle. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, they're straight off out of there. Put your hands together for him. 8 times the Australian Protection Bullfighting Clown of the Year. Let's watch this on the big screen. Now, I want you to watch the protection clown. Watch Warren Norton. His body distracts the bull. He steps in, takes that bull's attention, and, of course, our right gets out of there clear. Big round of applause for him, Sydney. That's our protection clown, Mr. Warren Norton. Well, let's come down to the next of our contestants here tonight for the state of Queensland. From a little town called Ayr, Bud Williamson, 29 years of age. Bud Williamson, for the last 2 years, has lived in the United States of America. He bought a little house in a town called Stevensville, Texas, where he was based and competed on the World Professional Bull Riding Tour. Now, he's a former North Queensland Bull Riding champion, 2 seasons on the American PBR Tour, and tonight, Bud Williamson, with a qualified ride, an 8-second ride in the competition, will see him bring Queensland back right into this competition. It's simple. 8 seconds, hear the siren, and Queensland are in for the ride of their life. Bud Williamson, all the way down from that beautiful part of North Queensland called Ayr. His name has been plastered all over the world in bull riding events. He comes to the Sydney Royal Easter Show to embark on another high ride. Well, he's just having a little trouble with that bull riding rope. The bull is not being cooperative. What happens when you've got a bull that weighs about 1,000 kilos? They tend to be a little intimidating. It becomes a mind game. What happens? That bull will try and break his concentration as he gets that hand in that bull riding rope. Tools of the trade are quite simple. They've got a loosely braided bull rope, has a handhold of 18 inches, a thin leather glove, a protection vest, and of course from there on it's man against beast. In this event, you watch, he'll tie his hand to the back of this bull. It's about moving up right over the point of balance. When he gives the all clear, it's time to ride from Ayr, Queensland. Buddy Williamson out and around. Get him started. Come on, buddy. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. I'm not too sure. Let's check from our officials. Well, we've got them both down, ladies and gentlemen. 7.1 seconds. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it was a great effort for the Queensland State Circuit champion. Let's have a big round of applause and welcome back to his homeland of Australia, Bud Williamson. Well, let's get set to go as we got to just try and get this bull back to the unsaddling enclosure. Well, you can see they're just trying to get this bull off the arena. And the main reason for that is we don't want to keep that injury risk factor too high. It's all about safety first and the procedures that must follow. Whoa. Well, what we may try and do now is try and get a couple of his travelling partners. We'll try and get a couple of his mates out there and see if we can get his attention. Understand where that unsaddling enclosure is and, of course, where that hay barn is. You can understand, folks, these bulls are not that familiar with the Sydney Royal Easter Show layout and, of course, the ground conditions. Scores at this point of time, it's going to be pretty tough. Indeed it is. One qualified 8-second ride is all it's going to take. A very, very special thanks to the support of the Gary McPhee Rodeo Company, a man that's responsible for selecting all of these livestock for our rodeo competition. Well, now we may have his attention. A few of his little compartments. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We finally got him sorted. Well, it's back to focus time for the New South Wales team. Situation is we need an 8-second siren sound. And the contestant we're going to put all our reliance on is the 2013 PBR Australian Bull Riding Champion. This young man is Chris Lowe, affectionately known as Freddie. Makes his home in Barraba in northern New South Wales. He was first in the second round of the series with an individual score of 88 points. And from all the years that I've been at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, it's the third highest ever score in bull riding competition. Chris Lowe, he has won and represented Australia's bull riding all over the world. One of his biggest efforts, of course, was at the World Las Vegas PBR bull riding event. Well, he's got to get that bull riding rope nice and tight, get his leg down either side, struggling to maintain the body position. Man, you can see it tried to break his concentration. Chris Lowe, all eyes set. New South Wales, without any doubt, the number one of the New South Wales team of bull riding competitors. Just getting that bull riding rope set once again. Now watch the Australian bull riding champion. 2013, he won more cash and prize money than any other bull rider in Australia. Now watch his hand, how he ties that rope physically across in front of his wrist. He'll clench his fingers, he puts it between the fourth and fifth finger. It is called the Devil Lock. Let's see if we can get him done tonight. Chris Lowe, New South Wales bull riding champion, cowboy. Man, set him up, got him out of there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, are you enjoying our live entertainment at the Sydney Royal Easter Show? It's bull riding. And look at the force, the downward pressures, rocks him up onto his arm, and 1,000 kilos of Brahman bull rips him down onto the spotless arena. Well, what this is going to do for the Queensland, it's going to give them a little bit of a positive edge. Hey! Okay, I'll get out of here when I'm ready, he says. That was a little bull called Bo. Bojangles. Well, once again, we go down to the next of our Queensland riders. Bearing in mind, ladies and gentlemen, it will be Queensland, Jack MacArthur. Now, this guy's only 20 years of age. He's the 2015 Southeast Queensland Bull Riding Champion. He has won 2 out of the 3 first rounds. He was first round, 75 points. He won the third round with 81 points. Jack MacArthur from Kuya, Queensland. And the bull that he will endeavour to ride is a bull called Blood and Bone. Now, this is another of the Gary McPhee bulls bred down in Benalla, Victoria, specifically for the sport of Australian rodeo competition. Now, never before have we seen Queensland in such an awkward situation. 8 seconds puts him right back in the competition. It's quite simple. Jack MacArthur, the youngest of 2 brothers that have ridden at the Sydney Royal Easter Show for Queensland. Man, it's trying to break his concentration down here. Really making the task a little awkward. But one thing about these bull riders, they're professionals in their chosen sport. It's all about staying focused. The mental preparation in bull riding is second to none. 20 years of age. Young for an Australian bull riding champion. Queensland state winner in 2015. And has certainly been a dominant force so far this week. Now, once again, let's have a look on that big screen. Look at the preparation. Places that rope right in nice and tight, clenches the fist. Now watch his body move forward, right up over the top of that bull riding rope. When he's completely satisfied, it'll be Jack MacArthur's time to let it all hang out in bull riding here tonight. It's Queensland Circuit Champion, Jack MacArthur. Hang. Oh, I'm not too sure. Well, it's going to bring him down short, ladies and gentlemen. That is something we haven't seen too often here this week. Jack MacArthur was in a good position. That bull didn't kick that much, got him a little flat on his pockets. When that bull wallowed back around towards the chute, it just turned off the fence and got him out of shape momentarily early, and of course caused him to fight into that arena a little too early. Well, we come down to a fairy tale story here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to tell you a story how compassionate these New South Wales boys are. This is Fred Munro, 21 years of age. Now, Fred Munro sustained a broken bone in his wrist, in his riding hand. Tonight, he's riding with the opposite hand. Now, it's like if you ride at school right-handed, he's going to ride with the other hand for the team of New South Wales. Man, it didn't go to plan. Bullfighting Clowns will move in. Warren Norton gets in. They've got to stay on their feet, try and get that hand unlocked. They've done so. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him here tonight. The efforts certainly recognised. Freddie Munro, the New South Wales bull rider from Blackville, 21 years of age, and man, just wasn't in any shape to continue on here tonight. Well, we come down to the last single 8-second ride of tonight. Scores at this point of time, Queensland 15, New South Wales 17. We turn our attention to the 19-year-old bull rider from Townsville, Braden Welby. He was third in round number 2 with 75 points. He rode for the Australian team versus New Zealand at the start of this week. At the start of the show, he won 2 rounds of the individual competition. Queensland's youngest. But as we know with the spirit of Queensland, you don't need to be old to be good. 19 years of age, every one of the Queensland team members ride with him here tonight. He represented Australia at the World Finals in Youth Rodeo competition in 2014 and 2015 in the United States. Braden Welby from Townsville is about to do battle for the state of Queensland. Hang on, Braden. Hang on. Not going to be here tonight, unfortunately. Well, got him shifted out early, got him to one side. He was out of control for the most of that ride. was in a position not to recover, and that is what's going to take the toll here tonight in our team's competition. Well, we'll just try and get that little bull back to the unsettling enclosure before we wrap things up here tonight in what has been another exciting fourth round of rodeo competition. Well, you can see the big screen, that replay of Braden Welby's. He got tipped out into his hand early in the competition, and that's unfortunate here tonight. Well, I tell you what, Warren, he's not too happy with you right at this point of time. I tell you what, you'll get a surprise because we brought one of his travelling mates and good friends back in for him. Well, he's going to stand his ground. He figures I did my job out here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it gives me great pleasure here tonight in the Spotless Arena. It was the fourth round of the State of Origin Rodeo Series, the biggest event of the year for the rodeo cowboys of this great nation. And it's with pleasure we announce the winners. It was Queensland 15, but the pride and joy of regional New South Wales, the countrymen of our state. The boys have done this country proud. Let's hear for New South Wales, the winners on 17 points. Simply the best, led out by Robert Bandy, and what an amazing job they've done for us. New South Wales dominant here tonight, barely by 2 points, but it was a good start in the steer wrestling and the bareback riding that got everyone home. Unfortunately, scores did not change in the bull riding competition. But folks, we're back tomorrow night. It'll be Tuesday, 6:30, round number 5 of the 2016 series. Till then, enjoy the rest of our night program, and we'll have a few words from our sponsors on the big screen here in the Spotless Arena.